Good evening. Do not attempt to adjust your television set. There is nothing wrong. We have taken control as to bring you this special part 2. We will return it to you as soon as you are grooved. In the early 70s, the funk changed direction and went psychedelic. Picking up where James Brown left off was Mr. George Clinton, also known as Dr. Funkenstein, the extraterrestrial brother, the chocolate-covered freak in human habit form. Hey, George figured, the funk belongs to us all. So he ransacked James Brown's band. He borrowed the best of the boss's musicians, and together they worked on a new groove. The funk came out dancing.
Make mine the P-Funk. I want my funk uncut. Yeah, make my funk the P-Funk. I want to get bumped up. I want the P-Funk. Yeah. Make mine the P.
Could you tell us what the P stands for in P-Funk?
Pure, uncut, as in no part water,
No
all
dilution.
funk. You know, not diluted. P-Funk is that attitude that you don't have to be organized, you don't have to, you know, it's like blues guys used to walk up and say, what key is this in? And just start playing.
Make mine the P-Funk. Make my funk the P-Funk. Don't step on my funk. Woo, let's take it home.
When I first went with George Clinton, the first record I did with him, I asked him, I said, well, what kind of horn rims do you want? And he said, some bad. The groundwork had been laid. I mean, the theory of one chord being okay, you can get a groove, you can vary a tune by just using one chord, by using different accents and different chord voicings and things like that. That had always been established by P.V. Ellis and James Brown and Nat Jones and all these people. But now George Clinton came and gave it a different type of wildness. I mean, it was a little more involved musically, because Bootsy made some more intricate bass lines.
There's a lot of chocolate cities around. We've got Newark, we've got Gary. Somebody told me we got L.A. And we're working on Atlanta.
You spearheaded 2 bands, Funkadelic and Parliament. Could you give us a description of why they differed? What was the difference between Funkadelic and Parliament?
Funkadelic was a black version of a rock band type of situation, playing funky music with the same kind of, you know, electronics as Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Cream, and all of that. That was Funkadelic. That is Funkadelic. You know, lots of noise, and not necessarily organized backgrounds. Parliament, on the other hand, since it was a vocal group from the beginning, we put our attention more into the layers of vocals, organized harmonies and horn parts, you know, really sophisticated. Bernie Worrell, Fred Wesley, from the James Brown horny horns, or you know, the JBs, you know, which came to us through Bootsy.
Yeah.
So we got all of the JB sound of James Brown mixed with Funkadelic, and you get that Parliament sound.
And when they come to march on you, tell them to make sure they got their James Brown pass. And don't be surprised if Ali is in the White House. Reverend Ike, Secretary of the Treasury. Richard Pryor, Minister of Education. Stevie Wonder, Secretary of Fine Arts. And Miss Aretha Franklin, the First Lady. Are you out there?
What was the attraction of working with George? Why did you want to work with him?
Because I wanted to be just as wild and crazy as he is. And, I never made it to be as wild as crazy as him, but I love reaching for it, you know. He's definitely been an inspiration to me, and just everything. Him and James, those two are like two extremes. You know, James he's extreme on his side, which he takes care of business. He's on it. He's this. That's where I got that part of it from. And George is loose, and I love both of them. You know, both of them got the really great points. You know, and I love it. I just happen to get caught in the middle of it.
Dr. Funkenstein here, preoccupied and dedicated to the preservation of the motion of hips. Sing! We love to funk, you Funkenstein, your funk is the best. Take my part and give it a mind to funk with the rest.
George was the ringmaster. George doesn't play instruments that I know of. He can't sing. But George was a guy who was a catalyst. None of these guys he had together have done as good, did as interesting work since they left him. Even Bernie Royal and Junie Morrison, all these great talents. He just had a way. He just got them all together. And he also had this concept. That's the other thing that he brought to it. That was different from James Brown. And it's a very important difference between the 60s and 70s in general. Is that he conceptualized. We'll have spaceships come down. We'll have. You know, Dr. Funkenstein, we have weird names, we have all kinds of code names. Our album covers will have all these different graphics which give all these different code words we have. Those are things. James is basically a musician with a very sort of traditional capitalist point of view. George was was more of an anarchist.
Put your hands together, y'all, goddamn!
A1 crazoids, knuckleheads and freakalies, blow the cobwebs out your mind, because we hit to the clone zone with your passport to P-Funk, the guide to the good groove, the bomb for beginners. So you want to join Uncle Jam's army? Got your sunglasses on? The first thing you need is a far-reaching tube, because this is Funk Central, where anything can happen and will still be cool. To attain maximum funkativity, you need to parlay with your fellow doo-doo chasers, so get yourself a vocabulary. Tap into the terminology of the terminally splanked. Check out the bootiest prospects of the Chocolate City. You gotta have a funkmobile, a gas-drinking, wallet-shrinking alley cruiser. Now arm yourself with a bop gun, back it up with a flashlight, and prepare to do battle with Sir Nose devoid of funk. You gotta get him over the hump. And finally, beware the Pinocchio theory. Don't fake the funk or your nose gots to grow. Well, all right. Now you funking. You freed your mind and your ass done followed.
So One Nation Under Groove was about the uniting of everybody under one roof, yeah?
Everybody on the one. The whole universe on the same pulse. You know what I'm saying? All things is on the one with the universe.